Today, we take on our toughest map yet, the hardest of the hard, featuring even some maps which have fallen off the map list. These maps make official expert maps look easy, pushing the game to its absolute limit. You often need super specific strategies just to stand a chance. And if you're looking for the toughest chimps runs ever made, this is it. Good luck. This is a blurb from the map list, a community who designs the toughest maps in the game far harder than what you're used to in the normal game. Specifically, right now, we're tackling the list below the most extreme, aka expert list. And in the expert list, it's separated by 5 categories, 4 of which we have already completed before, from casual all the way to true. However, I have yet to take on any of the extreme maps so far. And that's where we go ahead and find the map I'm going to attempt today, Star Shrine. Made by XL Gamer, the optimal hero of choice in this run is Geraldo, and the least cash record on this map is only $34,000. For those wondering, not using the optimal hero on this map grants you extra points as part of the expert list leaderboard. So because we're playing on the hardest difficulty, Extreme Expert, we're gonna get 5 points. 8 if we don't do Geraldo. However, because it's my first time heading into uncharted territory, I think it makes sense to ease myself into this category by using Geraldo. Because it's all about gradual progression rather than one big leap at first. It's like if you're new to BT6, you just played Monkey Meadow, and all of a sudden you want to take on Quad. Yeah, slow down the brakes there, buddy. Probably isn't the smartest idea. So as you see, there are 3 lanes on this map. One goes here, one here, and one here. Yes, even though it does look like the Star Shrine should be 5 lanes, apparently 2 are inactive. As for tower placements, you can't place anything on the yellow. You can only place it on the 3 platforms over here. And as for the 5 lollipop spots outside of the star or outside of the circle, those are water only. And the water's only big enough to fit a monkey sub, and that's why I've gone ahead and brought a monkey sub here. Of the 20 extreme category maps I had to look at, I felt like this one was probably the easiest one, especially for the early game. I will have you know, I tested a lot of these, and it turns out, like, the early game is just some dumb, super precise, pixel-perfect kind of shenanigan, where if you don't get the perfect pixel, well, you don't get past round 6, and there is no other strategy and no other way around it. Here, I figured there was more variety. Unfortunately, I'm still not getting it. I keep leaving 1 balloon behind. Okay, I'm kind of cheesed because this worked pretty well in testing, but all of a sudden, it's not working anymore. Like, these specific dart and sub placements. What the hell? And this is why I have to keep reiterating. While these maps are getting harder and harder, it doesn't necessarily make them more satisfying to play. Rather, just more frustrating. Because, oh, there we go, finally, a good snipe. Also, I stand corrected. Round 7 does seem to have a different entry point for the balloons. Instead of the top one being inactive, it's now the right side. I apologize. Also, I guess the key was also putting sub on last, and that was what got it. Trying to see if I can get away with not dropping another dart monkey, but it seems like that's not possible. The reason why you don't want to drop too many dart monkeys as well, you have such limited land space in the middle here. Now you just have so much less options for other towers. It's kind of like working with a limited space challenge. Pun unintended there, but I wish it was intended. Please let me just survive this shit. There we go. Another snipe to clutch round 8, but I'm not liking it. Round 7, I mean. Please just give me money for another sub, because the more dart monkeys I have to spend, the less I have for pretty much everything else. Yeah, we're not getting it. Okay, don't mind me, quick change up. Round 8, I decided, or round 7, I decided to change the dart monkey spot to up here, and that seemed to work fine. And that works better for round 8, because it was this lane that was leaking. Now we have a dart monkey that covers it, and we are good. And attaboy, finally we're through. I think it's probably in our best interest just to get as many subs within the 5 spots as possible. Maybe save a spot or 2 for, I don't know, an ice monkey. Forgot if I mentioned this, but not just this spot is only for water, but big land or even medium footprints don't work, like the boat there. And now with a little bit of a lull in the difficulty, let us get Geraldo, but where do I put him to take up the least amount of real estate? here. And just like that, we're probably down to 3 real water towers or land towers left. Can we place another monkey on top of where Geraldo is? Okay, let's get sub 4 to 5, but I kind of want to avoid using up the last sub spot up top, just because I know from some light testing that around 100 actually spawns up there. So I'd like to keep that spot open maybe for, I don't know, an ice tower. Who knows? I think I'm going to try to make my way towards airburst starts now. Although that requires me to survive around 21 here. There we go, got it. Although we still need intel sub to make this actually good. But I think I can hold off on 22 and 3 for now. 24, our best bet might just be the road spike, because I am still not decided yet on what camo I want to get. Nor do I want to upgrade these darts to a camo. I'll say that much is worth it. 202 sub now. And now we gotta worry about round 28. I was contemplating maybe doing heat tip darts, but it has to seek enough to hit all. So come on. Bend enough, please. It's not getting the other 2 up there, or it's getting it too late. How much does 2 heat tip set me back? I'm $4 short. I can actually do this. Damn. Now? And we should survive. But at what cost? A pretty big cost, unless I guess I could upgrade these to airburst too, so that they don't remain completely useless. But for now, we can hold and just see how much we can accrue. Gotta stop lollygagging though, because I need some real defense ASAP. Also, it turns out I could not beat this round, so how about a shooty turret? Out of curiosity, what lanes does it come up from? Okay. I'll have to give a temp camopod to Geraldo. Again, I cannot commit to these yet. Of all the maps I've played, vanilla and custom, this is probably the most limiting one in terms of placements. Because if I'm stuck, I can't add a tower. I can only add Geraldo sub items also, don't mind me. But I got myself a Super Monkey this round. Warren Heroescape. It doesn't actually help me beat the round, but maybe I need another shooty turret to help me out. I'm thinking another one here. Don't worry, even though the spot looks like it's dangerous, I think it still allows me to place 2 more towers in range. Just gotta make sure it makes a difference. 36 is probably gonna be really hard. And I need... Oh no, good, we survived it. Oh great, now that camo doesn't effing work. Don't screw me over, camos, don't screw me over. Oh my god, you're killing me. Okay, this might be a really awkward quote-unquote solution to round 37 camos. But let me clarify, this is like to prepare for the late game more than anything else. But it does help though. Just a couple Bloons pops is enough to handle those. And now we figure out what is the minimum amount of money I need to spend to beat round 40. What lane does it come from? Okay, top side. 4,300, I could spend 3,000 of which on a knockback, but I would still need a Maelstrom for the insides. I think no matter what, it's inside for Maelstrom is inevitable. Or maybe, just maybe, I can save money elsewhere. Say with a knockback. Bloons pop here. Let me get a totem. And these 3 items combined are still less than what, like, 1 Maelstrom costs, so it would be efficient. I think, right? Let's see. Pops early. Huge knockback. Oh, yeah. In fact, that might have been a little bit too overkill. Let me do the math again. $610 for 4 items total. Yeah, I saved $90 compared to a blade trap. Maybe I can cut 1 more, though. Again, you'll never know if that money you end up spending will make a difference. So you might as well optimize now while you have the chance. And time machine, and perfect. I think I need the creepy out no matter what. Otherwise, without knockback, it would just run through us like a train. I do note, we do have Jerry Fire unlocked. So if I need to use that to survive this round, I will. But knockback should come in clutch here. Nice. Gotta get through 47 first, though. Uh-oh. Nah, there's no shot in hell. Especially with Bloons leaking on the other side. I guess instead of a Rogue Monkey, I could transform this to another Super Monkey. And you see, that still leaves spots for another monkey over here. Which could be a 3rd super, but I think I'm gonna offer some utility here. Right now I'm thinking glue, but we can decide on that, you know, later. 2 range upgrades for 4 pierce each, I think. And let's see, no knockback on it. So I still might die. Ugh. Okay, O2O and Micro. I'll do occasional strong target so that it knocks back the ceramic, so we buy a little bit of time for it. Nope. Honestly, let's just buy Pierce on it. I'm done. I'm done. Just work now. 10,000 years later. I think strong target in this second super does it. I had to buy one item though. Just a sharpening, but it'll be very useful for a good chunk of the game, so that's okay. I think I have no choice but to drop a Jerry for this round though, and right, no way 18 ceramics can 2 supers handle, but it's pretty close. How it was so close, honestly, no clue, but F it, we'll just Giga Buff this guy with a pickle. And what do you know, it actually defended it with micro though. And just like that, we did it. Only 2 Jerry items required to get to a Rook Monkey. Awesome. Only issue is that from here, our next actual strong weapon upgrade would be, once again, the last monkey we can place over here, or the Spike Factory, which, in case you're wondering, the goal is to get a Carpet Spikes eventually. That being global range is really good. Oh, also, Geraldo Bunnies. I can't afford that yet. I fear this might be the round, though. I have no choice but to drop it. Yeah, I don't think the sub is reliable enough, even if I gave it camo. Now, the Jerry Fire might not be reliable. Oh, God. Yeah, it doesn't rotate through all 3. Well, I guess this one's a little bit closer to the center. Let's see. Okay, this is much better, but still leaks. Because there's no camo on that side. I need glue. Okay, maybe it is cheaper just to buy 2 camo pots over here and be done with it. I mean, they have 5 Pierce each, and wow. Yep, that was easy. And that was cheaper than Jerry Fire 2, although I still might need a Jerry Fire, notably for 63. Yes, could you believe it? That round is now hard because of the lack of space. Now, I guess what I could do is maybe go back in time, because I dropped my bunnies a little bit too late. Right now, this will be 3 out of 4. But I could have dropped it, I think, the moment round 50-something started, or I got level 10. And I would have 4 to 4 by now, and then I would have it be useful for this next round. Now, none of that will matter if I defend just fine. I'll just buy an embrittlement to see how that helps me. It covers 2 lanes, but it's not very reliable. It doesn't slow things down. Okay, screw it. Let's not waste time. So it was round 54 where I finally unlock level 10. So here's what I'll do. Use it now instead of using my first one around 59, and I'll have the 4th one, I think, by 63. See what I mean over here? Boom. Right on time, in fact. Now, let's see how that helps me. Oh yeah, the bunny's so good. It just one-shot the wave. There ain't no way I am getting Carpet Spikes right now if we're struggling to what's supposedly the easiest rounds in BT6. Just judging from what I'm seeing, I'm gonna bite the bullet right now and maybe use a time machine if the glue storm, again, my last land tower, doesn't work out. But I do believe this to be your savior, because that increases the damage of the ISAB monkeys significantly and provides utility for the high dense balloons. Now, I don't have run for 75. I'm trying to hold off on it, because if I don't have the perma glue storm, I'm kind of cooked to this round. Like, I use it one time for a one-time application, but it doesn't actually survive the other part. So I'm trying to see if I can make it just a couple more hundred, but no. See what happens? Oof. Alright, F it. These are the hardest rounds anyway. I'll add a Jerry Fire. Just one, though. First and close also, so this targets the right balloon, hopefully. Don't leak that, please. Good. Don't leak that either. And Jerry Fire, I think, to the rescue, eh? Indeed. I'm quite happy I showed enough restraint to not buy Jerry Fire until the mid-late 70s. And there's Glue Storm. So we got it anyway. Carpet Spikes might still be a pain to save up for, though, because how good is Glue Strike and 2 ISAB monkeys really? Can they really get me another $50,000? Suppose we'll put that to the test right now, but we're still so far off. And again, every Jerry item I buy will push us even further away. Okay, quick math tells me I only afford carpet on round 94. Good God, that is bad. I really don't see myself getting through rounds like 92. Or 91. 89 without it. Without more. Especially when 82 is apparently hard. I had to time Glue Storm and the Carpet of Spikes. I know Jerry Fire is gonna be a must, but I'm trying to hold off as long as I can right now, because as I said, if I forward out 94, using it now, I would need to reapply it. Now would be a clear time, but in case 95 is hard, let me see if I can hold off just one more round as well. That'll take me into 86, or just as long as possible, really. That's surely doable, yeah? Okay, 87? Yeah, there's no shot. This is when I'm gonna start giving some items. Hands down, these at minimum on both Super Monkeys, a Sharpening Stone. I also don't exactly have to put the JFR on Super, but that was just force habit, that's all. And even with that, oh my god, we're still dead, aren't we? Oh my god. It's so cooked. I think the key might be using Spike Storm early. Just get some faster damage on it. I don't know. How's that? No. Okay, getting super desperate. Jar Pickles. I think it is an overall damage buff, even with Glue Storm active. But we're still dead. At this point, all signs are kind of pointing towards me having to do some the rare offline grinding. Which is basically code word for I cannot keep commentating all 1,000 fails of this run. It's getting too damn long at this point. So what I need is probably Pickle the third Jerry Fire. And I think giving a Camo Pot. Alright, here's what's up. I'm kind of done talking, commentating at this point, so I'm going to spend willy-nilly on Gibraltar items and see how far it gets me. I most likely will die while not affording Carpet. But I'll just give it a go now, YOLO, and see where it takes me. Spoiler alert, I did not get very far. The furthest I got was 96. But at no point were we ever even close to affording Carpet of Spikes. At the closest, like 10,000, but I had to just keep spending on Gibraltar items constantly. So essentially, run was dead, and it's now time to regroup with a different strategy. And this is the part that took by far the longest. I went through hours of testing, hours of different combinations that eventually led me to what I think will get us the victory. Essentially, get rid of Carpet Spikes and replace that spot with more space-efficient stuff. Enough that we can fit 4 towers on there. As you see, we've got a Ninja, a Druid, and a Glue. I already have Jungle of the Druid right now, which will be turned eventually into a Spirit of the Forest, which is much easier to build into. Only 38k versus 44, and with cheaper and better tier 4s in my IMO. As for the Ninja, I already got a couple of upgrades on it because of counter-espionage. It helped for the early game, but that is going to be turned into a Bloons TD, which is also important to slow down those DDT rounds coming in. Mid-game, much remains the same, except notice one key difference here on 78. My second Robo-Monkey, instead of a second knockback, is actually Plasma. This is also to help out with DDT rounds, because the 031 obviously can't hit it. And while we do have less utility and one less knockback super, we actually need the damage much, much more. Because Plasma Blast not only has more pierce, but I think it also shoots about 50% faster. And that allows me to get through the 70s, the save up to Spear of the Forest, much, much easier. We only have to buy a Jar Pickle to get through these rounds and a Camo Pot. And hell, not even a Jerry Fire. For round 80, the ZMG, all I do is get one Creepy Idol. And that provides enough knockback to get us just 3k shy of Spirit of the Forest, which I will afford in the middle of this round. Money is so tight that literally every single Geraldo item I was able to save made this round just that much easier. Because I just kept dying over and over and over. Unfortunately, without dropping a Jerry Fire this round, I could not survive long enough. So that's where I had to push back 700, which ultimately allowed me to survive even longer into 81, but still not enough to beat 81. A couple of BFBs left here, but still no cigar. 600 short. Eventually, had to pickle the Robo and add a Glue on that bottom left side, because I cannot upgrade my current Glue, and what a clutch. Got the Spirit of the Force upgrade just in time to snatch the ceramics from the jaws of defeat. And now we can breathe a sigh of relief. We finally got that upgrade to push us over the edge, but it's still not a GG. Another key difference is simply not going for a Glue Storm. It's just too expensive after getting Spear of the Forest, and instead, I actually found Relentless Glue to be a lot better. Seriously, I don't know what I would do without this upgrade, but it's literally a staple of every Chimp's run. And if you don't have it in your run, like that Carpet of Spikes attempt, you can definitely notice it. Because here's the thing, we lack a lot of mob damage now. Spear of the Forest is not it, it's just good general overall damage. But Glue really gives us a lot of time to take down each ZMG, and that made getting through 87 really not that bad. Especially now that we can also afford Sabo. The round is still kind of scary though, so it probably took me about 5 or 10 attempts, but that's way less than what used to be 50. So from here on out, I'm stacking a Jerry Fire every 2 rounds because I need the most amount of Jerry Fires possible for tougher rounds like, say, 95, 96, 98. Getting Jerry Fire now will still have them active for those rounds here. I will say round 92 is incredibly tricky. I have 6 Jerry Fires now, but I'm still not allowed to drop a Genie, and that's what's making these UMGs coming in incredibly tight. I did drop 1 Creepy Idol. Again, clutchest upgrade of all time. Hover a Spike just in case, but we don't need it. And now 93, Camopot on Geraldo so that the Rabbit can attack and the other Jerry Fires, and also the sub on the left is Submerged for those who didn't notice. I also made this round way scarier than it should have been without dropping any glue, but somehow we survived even though the Spramps looked like they were exiting. Guess we caught him right in time, and we're sitting on a lot of cash, but again, there's nothing else to upgrade to, so at this point, it's just getting first strike for around 100. But before that, I have the money, but I have to finally draw my first Genie this round. This way, it'll be useful for round 94 and 95, and the Genie is such a game changer. I cannot stress that enough. I think I got through 94 on my first try in this run. But yeah, after we got the first strike, there's nothing else to spend the money on other than Geraldo items, so we don't have to worry about budgeting anymore. Just mostly use Geraldo's items correctly. That's all. I also made sure to budget enough space where Geraldo is to be able to place extra stuff, like a Creepy Idol. Sabo is now, and you might also notice that we are very close to level 20. And that's where I finally use a Rejuve this round, because the shop is going to refresh anyway. And Alpha 2, so you might as well blow all your Jerry items this round. And that's why I also got the second Genie, and that's what made 95 very easy. Pretty much doing like 80% of the damage on round 95. And still, even though 1 Genie left last round, we still have 1 for this round. Not to mention, with a refresh, 3 extra Jerry Fires. Now, if you're doing the math, that's about 10 that you see on screen right now. One thing that also might be hard to spot that I have been doing is I have been using the Jar of Pickles on as many Jerry Fired like towers as possible. Notably best on the Super Monkeys because they work well with Pickle anyway. And also pickling Geraldo, but not Geraldo himself because if you don't know, Pickle Geraldo works on all his sub-towers, which includes the Genie. You don't want to do that, otherwise Genie will lose DPS, so I've individually pickled the shooty turret that has a Jerry Fire on top. Anyway, I have 2 Genies again, but I must not use one this round. I must survive the last UMG, I can just first strike the first one. But if I beat this round without Genie, this is awesome. Because now I can use 2 Genies for 98 and 99. At this point, I could start to feel the hours of theory crafting paying off, so it's at this point where I realized victory was imminent that I'm now going to switch to some live comms, so enjoy the rest of the commentary there. And even after using 2 Genies, there's still enough money left over, I think, to place 1 Creepy Idol down. That is a colossal amount of extra money, and I'll use my Sabo now, and my first strike to delete 1 ZMG. Use Rejuve because I need the Sabo for 99, but don't use it right now. Probably use my second first strike now, because it'll be back up for 100. Surprisingly, or maybe unsurprisingly, this round's actually really easy. We have 2 Genies with 50k damage each. I'm allowed to blow my Maelstroms this round, because I have nothing else to spend the money on, so 2. And hopefully just 2. Glue 2, glue. Don't worry, I still got 2 to spare. Easy. Bring on 99. Sabo now. And 2 genies should make quick work of it. If not, I can probably glue the deities coming in. Let's see, I also forgot to submerge a submarine, so that probably would help. I was leaking up here, right? Yeah. Glue the parts where the relentless glue can't get them, so those 2 are there. We have no glue for 100 now, but that should be fine. And this, my friends, is why I post-commentate all these late rounds on Star Shrine, because each one is going to take multiple attempts, even if it's supposedly easy. This round genuinely has no business being this stupid. I'll use some road spikes for them. 1 on each lane, and that should work. Nice. It was very important to at least keep 1 rejuve left over so that I could get a big damage boost this round, because we don't have very good mob damage, even just really the Road Monkey and the Jerry Fire. That's about it. So we get 20k damage from the first strike here. I guess since we have like a bunch of extra money, we could spend it, but I could also just get a nice least cash score. So let's see. See if I can just chill here at 9k. Last phase now. Wait as long as possible. And this should do it. GG. For a long time, I thought I was really going to be stuck on this map for days, weeks, or hell, maybe not even be able to complete it. But let this be a lesson that the skill ceiling for Geraldo remains super, super, super high, even after all these nerfs. If you know how to use him well, you can definitely stretch a lot of things out. I think we spent like 30-40k on all his items, I swear. Anyway, click here if you missed the other previous map list videos, and let me know what you want to see me tackle next on the list.